It's 86 degrees. Going to be hot as heck. Another wonderful week in Texas. And my service engine light went on again. Hey YouTube boys and girls. So another episode. I have been very tardy in not keeping you guys up to date. It has just been so hot. But we did bump into a couple of you folks up at Oshkosh at AirVenture. But we had a big push to try to get the aircraft there. However, we didn't quite make it. And since we got back, it has been it's been triple digit Fahrenheit for the last 5-6 weeks, and it's probably going to be that way for a couple more. So I haven't been doing videos. I just don't want to feel like putting the camera in front of folks when it's this hot, but try to get some video this episode. Anywho, lots going on. We finally got the spar strap sorted. We got some other stuff sorted. We're getting seats figured out. Things are starting to really click together. So anyway, got that going on. Fuel things happening. But anyway, it's starting to look like an airplane when we've been getting a lot of electrical things finished out. So it's starting to all come together. And again, we are hoping to get this thing flying real soon. Anyway, let's see what's going on in the hangar. We'll see what these guys are doing down underneath the wing, or actually bottom. Nathan and Grace, and I forget who else is down there. Nathan just whacked his hand real hard. But they are getting all the lower fairings on under the fuselage, so under the wing spar strap, getting all those closed out. There's a zillion screws, and then once they get those done, the floors go in, the seats go in. So this has been a holding item for quite a while, but we're getting this done. The other thing is, the original installation of this kit wasn't that good, so it's been kind of a little frustrating. We've got to repair stuff, just workmanship from 50 years ago, but it's all coming along quite nice. But again, getting all the stuff going on. All the panels are acid etch Aladine primed and painted. All the screws are painted before we go in. When we get all done, we'll be touching up the screws so nothing rusts. So kind of neat. Anyway, that's going on. Grace and Taya are over here, and they are cleaning up in this upper bay. Hello, Grace.
Hello.
They are cleaning the flight control, going all around the primary flight controls in that bay, getting rid of any kind of FOD, anything like that. You find anything weird in there?
I found 2 old nuts and some old washers. Oh, we found this weird chunk of like rusted metal.
Oh, really?
Plastic, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't know, there was a bunch of insulation in there that could have been junk from the floor. Could have been something that somebody dropped in the cockpit and went through a hole.
Yeah.
Some kind of plastic thing that broke. What? But yeah, so anyway, they're getting rid of all the FOD issues, getting it clean. So we're getting ready to fly. That's the program. And again, you can see everything in front of Grace there is looking beautiful. There's some blue tape where some screws are going in, but that whole belly is closed up beautiful. And Grace is up there cleaning that area up.
Yeah.
Okay, no, back to it, ladies. Okay, it's closing in on 100 degrees, but Mike is working on the, Big Mike is working on the cockpit. And what were you working on today? You were working on transponder, right?
Kind of. So we have a Stratus CSG, and that provides ADS-B out, so we're compliant with regulations. But I convinced Bill we needed a 3-odd, which is this little guy.
Our good friends up at Stratus.
They were kind enough to send one our way.
Yeah.
So this is an AHARS and ADS-B in both 978 and 1090.
Yeah.
So we got the wiring harness wired up for it. Got it connected up here into the back of the transponder.
And we got your bracket mounted in the nose.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, this will end up in the nose, kind of about here. And had it powered up, checked it out. AHARS is working. We were able to see ADS-B in traffic to the west, which is the way we're facing. Oddly enough, we couldn't see much to the east that way, but ADS-B in is working. We're able to see traffic. We're able to get the AHARS. We can't see the ADS-B tower, so we have no FISB and no TISB, but I'm confident that that'll be working once we get it out and airborne.
Yeah, we're pinging. Okay, cool. And once we get it out of the barn, which will probably be in a couple weeks, we'll be taking it out again. And then Mike, you can see Mike.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything's dressed. There's no danglers. A lot of the stuff he's down to onesies, twosies, and that kind of stuff.
This side of the aircraft, pretty good. We got one wire here. That's for a blower that we're going to hook into the defrosters.
This is temporary. This is going to go up in the nose. This will go up. This goes up in the nose.
And this side we still need a little more work on.
Yeah, but just a couple onesie, twosie terminations that are kind of, that's the annoying stuff, is just the onesies, twosies.
Yeah, and some of these wires go up into the top of the cockpit and up into the cabin for the cockpit lighting and the cabin lighting. So we're starting to look at that to figure out exactly which ones of these we need to use, because there's like 4 or 5 wires that go up there.
And we got our upper panel back, so now we can start stuffing that.
Yep.
Speaking of that, I'll open that up for the switches today.
Okay.
I'll get the switches mounted.
So. I need to look at that because in one of the schematics it shows a bus bar across those switches.
I can do that. I can make a bus bar.
Or we can just do some of the stuff we already have.
Yeah.
But I need to plan it out and look at what needs separate breaker feeds.
Yeah.
And what is combined onto one breaker with the bus bar.
Yeah. And this is cabin lighting. It's upper cockpit lighting, cabin warning light, which says no smoking, I think, something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a
it's the dome lights, the red lights, the white lights. It's just the miscellaneous
reading lights for the seats.
So it's miscellaneous cockpit stuff, but it's getting up there. So anyway, he's getting real close. We're going to leave him alone because he's banging this out, and then we want to leave this all. We want to leave the nose off until the absolute last minute, because otherwise you have a water line up here you have to dodge in and all that. There's bulkheads in there,
and
you
a structural brace that goes across right about here, so there's not really room. It's not really room in the nose to sit in the nose and work on this.
Yeah, it's just not going to work.
We took it off.
So we're trying to get it done, and they're getting it all knocked out. So anyway, I'm going to leave Mike alone because he's getting stuff done. Okie doke.
Cool.
Woody, what's up, buddy? What's up, buddy? Shake. That's Woody. Woody's the airplane dog. He's the hangar dog. He's doing good. Are you hot, Woody? We are too. Actually, he's got a bowl of water. We got him going. I don't know if Joey shared any ribs with him, but we'll see. Anyway, Joey, I'm going to bother Joey here. I'm going to spin you around. Joey is working on we used to have a Janitrol, a big combustion heater up in the this compartment up here. That's all gone. It was taken out of the aircraft. We're doing a delete on it. So Joey is working on an adapter duct, and he handmade this composite adapter duct, and he painted it Beechcraft silver. So now it looks a little bit like a sousaphone. But he's getting that worked in, and that will provide our cabin fresh air. So he's getting that all done, getting the hardware and whatnot. But that's all fabricated. We're going to call that a minor alteration, but everybody will have fresh air. Any other problems? No. Still going?
Yeah.
Cool. Anyway, he's been working on this, and I believe Joey doesn't want to do composite work anymore. Yeah. Stick with metal airplanes.
Yeah.
Okie doke. We're out. Seeing as I'm over here talking to Joey, and Woody's still down there. How's it going, Woody? He's still hot. We're all hot. In fact, we're getting ready to probably shut it down pretty soon. Anyway, Tulsa Mike is working on the fuel tanks, and you've gotten the fuel bag out, you got it back in, you got all the snaps.
Fully clipped up.
Got all the snaps done.
Many of us worked on that over a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Got that done.
The fuel system has kicked our ass, but
Yes, it has.
you're winning. And now he is working on the hardware call-outs for the adapter, the close-up plates. Those plates have not been on there for years. So
Well, we're fixing that.
yeah, that was one of the first things we did. I think it was Darren cleaned them up. We stripped them, halidine, and primed them, and they've been sitting on the shelf since then.
Wow.
But anyway, Mike's got the closeout plates for that done, and what he's doing is miking out the grip so we have the right length bolts, because the parts manual has nothing
Shows nothing.
nothing with regard to this fuel tank. It shows the fuel tank, but none of the giblets.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
Well, this one had a repair on it, so done on the
Yeah.
flange, so that the original bolts wouldn't work.
yeah, Joey did a big structural repair. Really nice job.
Yeah,
so
looks
that's
good.
going on. And again, every time I look at this, You see all these screws down here for the wing spar strap. It's just kind of beautiful. It's a lot of screws. So, anywho. Okay, man. Mike's sitting here dawdling. I got to let him go so we can get back to work.
Sitting in the fan.
He's smarter than the average bear. Hey guys, how's it going? Well, that's another episode of Hollywood Bomber. Now, I have not had an episode out here in, going on about 2 months probably, something like that. It's just been so terribly hot. I didn't want to stick the camera in front of anyone's face because everyone's, sweating like nobody's business, not looking good, not feeling good, and we were just trying to get stuff done. We're coming on the backside of summer here in Texas, so we're going to start getting going a little more. We had some a little bit mild weather this weekend, so it wasn't too bad, but we're still close to 100 degrees, triple digits here, probably for another week or two, maybe something like that. But anyway, regardless, the crew got a bunch of stuff done. Where is the aircraft now? Well, we were hoping to get to AirVenture. I told you that. Did make it, but we had a crap ton of stuff done. We were held up with the spar straps, getting the spar straps in. Now, you've heard me talk about the spar straps. On this aircraft, there was an airworthiness directive. There was a mishap where an aircraft lost a wing. So there was an airworthiness directive put out, and you had to x-ray the aircraft. You had to do other things. One of the things you had to do was you had to install a spar strap that goes from out by the wingtip to wingtip, goes under the bottom of the wing, and basically sisters up the main spar. On these aircraft, that spar strap is almost a 1/4 inch thick, 3/16, something like that, very thick, stainless steel, about 1.5 inches, 2 inches wide, goes from wingtip to wingtip. There's 2 of them layered one on top of the other to take up the load. Now that material is probably 2 or 3 times the tensile strength of the original spar, so there's no way any aircraft will, even if the spar cracked, you'd have an issue. So very, very safe, very good. Problem is, the aircraft has a recurring airworthiness directive that the spar must be x-rayed. So in order to do that, when this aircraft was at the school, they had the aircraft x-rayed. They took the spar straps off. Cool, no big deal, because you can't shoot x-rays through that thick plate and still see the thin wall section of the spar. No big deal. They took it off. Unfortunately, they didn't label anything. Everything went in a box. When we got it, it was in boxes and boxes and boxes, and that's what we've been fighting. In addition to that, when we took stuff apart, there was just a ton of corrosion. We ended up replacing a lot of the external skins. In fact, one of the skins you can see here, this big, huge, long skin, Joey and Katrina ended up remanufacturing those. And those, not only are they replacements, but they're also acid etch, alidine, epoxy polyamide prime, and then they also have Teflon barrier tape on them to keep dissimilar metal corrosion tape on them to keep any further corrosion going. So this thing's going to last a long time. So that's kind of been the big hang up. There's about a zillion screws, and now the crew has essentially gotten the wing straps done. They've gotten the wing root fairings in. They've gotten the wing or the root fairings for the spar strap, the wing root fairings on the outside of the nacelles. They've got that going on. Down on the belly here, you saw the folks working on this. We've had just the whole crew working on that, and there are a squillion screws. Now that we have those screws in, east-west, now we can put the floorboards back in, because we needed the floors out to get access to put all that nuts and washers and all that in. Now these doors that are hanging down, the doors that are hanging down here, you see left and right, those are for, we can leave those open. That's for the jack fittings. So we've got to do a little bit of work on some nacelle trim strips on either side, but short of that, ready now to jack up the airplane. We're ready to put the floors in. We're ready to put the seats in after that. So things are clicking along. Tulsa Mike is working on the seats feverishly. We had our good friend Tom do all the upholstery and all that. We got them re-foamed, the seats cleaned, foamed, repaired, and all that. So anyway, Tulsa Mike is putting all the seats together, the passenger seats together. So that's looking pretty good. The pilot seats, co-pilot seats are all done. They've been done for quite a while. Again, our friend Tom took care of that. And now we just put in some 4-point Schroth harnesses from C&M Marine. So that's we got just some hardware details, but that's 4-point harness that's set up. If you notice, there's not a whole lot of loose wires up here anymore. Our Big Mike has been knocking that out and he's hoping in maybe the next couple of weeks, we're going to be able to put the nose back on. These items here that are hanging off to the side, those go in the nose, and when we get the nose on, we can just lean over the side and terminate those. But trying to get everything that's in the panel that we have to get up behind the instrument panel, trying to get that all done before we put the nose on. So we're that close. We're that close. We did some transponder tests already. Mike did some stuff with that, and then also was able to bring up we've got the Stratus ESG, so we were able to do ADS-B. We have ADS-B out. We're in the hangar. We don't have a GPS repeater in here or anything like that, but he was able to see the world with that. Also, we have the Stratus 3i for all of the. He showed you that for the ADS-B in, so that's kind of cool. That's going to be great. If you can do anything ADS-B in, we'll keep you alive. So that's very cool. Over here, I'm going to walk around here a little bit. Going to spin you around. Let's see. It's Tulsa Mike, and I'm trying to think who else. Boy, I forget. And I think Roger maybe. They were able to take the right bag, the right fuel bladder out. Repair some snaps that had some issues, put it back in. It is in. So that bladder is done. The fittings are all pretty much ready to hook up. Darren and Wes are working on the vent lines. They have been chasing that. It's just been a real chore. Darren's got a bug, so we've missed him this week. Joey and Katrina have been working on the transition duct for the cool air, cabin cool air. This is what keeps cool air in the cabin. But from here over to the cabin, because we do not have the janitrol combustion heater anymore, Joey's manufactured a transition duct to go there to still feed cool air to the passengers. So that's absolutely cool. We're going to walk around here. Couple things. Let me come back here. We had a issue with one of the tires. Actually, both of the tires. They're just old. They're 20-year-old tires. No dig on the manufacturer or anything like that. But we were looking at the tires, and I can't see it. But anyway, we've got a split. We have a split on the sidewall of the tires, and we basically have to throw the main tires out. They look beautiful. Year and a half ago when we mounted them on the Cleveland wheels and brakes, so we had brand new wheels and brakes. So that's a problem. But Specialty Tires of America was cordial enough to help us out with a set of tires. So we have some brand new tires to be put on the aircraft. Good news, bad news is we got to put them on the aircraft, so we have to take the others off. So it's a chore. So that's going on. The nose here, I don't know if you can see inside the nose. There's not a whole lot going on in the nose. This nose was originally just full of avionics when earlier in its life. We got the Stratus 3i. We have a pressure transducer for the autopilot. We have a blind encoder. We have a landing light flashing unit, and then another digital analog converter for the, I think it's for the Aspens. It's for the Aspens. So that's all that's in the nose. This nose was originally, when we got the aircraft, it was full of avionics and radar. That's all that's in the nose. So we may have to, as much as it will kill us to do, we may actually have to put some ballast in the aircraft when we do the weight and balance. Next up, so we're trying to get all these things done. Things like seats and all that. We're trying to get all that done so that we can get the aircraft in configuration two-way. So we're getting pretty close. We are, as soon as we get the floors in and all that stuff in, we're going to be in a position to actually probably weigh the aircraft. So we will top it off with fuel. Well, before we do that, we need to do a fuel calibration. That way we can fill the aircraft up on the way to filling it up. We can calibrate the fuel system. We have the 6 fuel tanks are in. As soon as we get all the plumbing done on our outboard tanks, then we can go for fuel cal. Once we do fuel cal, that's done. Then we do we top the aircraft off and we do a weighing. That's done. While it's up on the jacks for that, we'll swap the tires out. So kind of a couple things. Bad news. Good news is, I mean, it's going to start clicking away. We're hoping to get this thing flying real soon. The passenger door is been repaired and all that. That's in paint. The rear bulkhead closeout that Lynn finished out, that's in paint. There's another thing I've got in paint. The hat rack shelf that needs Aladyne, then that goes to paint. That's kind of cool. You can see the top of the wing, not a whole lot going on because it's getting closed up. The wire, the cable there, I may have talked about this on a prior episode. I forget, forgive me. I guess I should watch my episodes more, huh? But what we've got on this is we have number one engine already rigged up with propeller balancing equipment. We've got the, where did I put the, we've got the accelerometer over here for the propeller balancing, and then the tachometer trigger over here. So they're ready to go. Our next engine run, we're going to be doing carburetor idle setting. We're going to be doing idle mixture setting. We'll set engine oil pressure. We'll set engine fuel pump, driven fuel pump pressure, and then also be shooting this for balance and get this thing going. So yeah, all this equipment didn't exist last time this aircraft flew, so it should be kind of nice, and we should really be able to sweeten this thing up. So that's the thing. And also we've got some nice big spinners where we can apply weights, so that'll help out. Other than that, man, I am, like I said, I'm sorry for not getting keeping you guys up, but we're just completely whipped. I'm going to turn around this way. We were just completely whipped from July, June. We worked 5-day weeks. We had about 4 to 6 volunteers out here. July we were working 6-day weeks, and we just didn't get it. I do appreciate all the folks that we met up at Oshkosh, and again, we missed getting up there, and we missed seeing you guys and seeing having the aircraft up there. I'm not sure what the next venue for this aircraft will be, but we're hoping, fingers crossed, we're hoping to be making Beach Party up in Tullahoma. So that's next up. That's our goal right now, is to get that thing going. Anywho, that's it from on this project. The project is Hollywood Bomber. The channel is HangaRatz. This plane will fly. Catch you guys later. So, this is Maggie. She's been a real help on the program. This is some of her friends here. And this is a typical thing. We try to get a lot of work done, but Maggie kind of interrupts us and keeps us from getting stuff done and all that. And she has these interlopers that come in. We have to check them when they go out, so make sure they're not stealing any parts or anything. But other than that, we're working. The crew's working. Yeah.
Other than me. I just come to really disrupt most of it.
That's right. And we keep her around because she's kind of easy on the eyes, if you know what I mean. These other two hairy legs, try to run them off. But other than that, Bomber's doing great.